Hi, this is Xing. I'm glad to bring to you Western Long Boxing, the 8-gated changes, 2-ended and swing bag training, and swimming to carry water. This video is important, and the beginning part is even very important because I'm introducing to you what is really necessary for you to prosecute, execute, practice, and integrate within your regimen the martial aspects of any Tai Chi boxing system. You have to deal with an individual who understands the 8-gated changes. Now that's a term I may have come up with on my own. I don't think so, but I haven't heard it anyplace else. But let's talk about it. Ba Men are the 8 gates, which is ward off, rollback, press, push, splitting twist, grasping plug, elbow, and shoulder. Okay, those are the gates. Gates meaning you can do one, you can do the next. One is linked to the next. You have to progress from one to the next. And then of course you have the Gua, which is the circling, the change, okay, and how the change takes place. The changes, in my sense, are taking place with regard to spiraling. You have to be able to spiral through and spiral transition from one posture to the next. The spiraling in itself might be a transition, might even be a gate, but it is necessary for an individual to understand how it works. With the use of the the Lui Men, the 6 gates. That's the gates that you use for neutralizing, up to grasping plug, and being able to take those, understand how that works, and being able to integrate the 6 harmonies, which is the movement of in a series, moving of the hips and then the shoulders, and they're linking together, and then linking that pair together with the elbows and knees, and then linking that pair together with the wrists and ankle. This is important, and your foot and hand arriving together is important. Your ability to spiral your arms while you are moving is important. Your ability to be able to tag something that does not stay in one place, but at the same time, when it comes to attack you, you're just not there, is important. All these things are important. To be able to do it in a flowing manner is even more important. Now, none of this is possible, at least not on the level that I'm talking about, until one really conditions with the sword. I mean a heavy ass sword. You have to use what we're using, a boken or something akin to it, when you are working against, when you're trying to condition. And there's a few things you can condition with the sword that makes any sense. But to me, it has to be wood. In our system, it is wood. You are going to basically use the sword to beat the hell out of a tree. If you can beat the tree with that sword up to a certain amount of times, which is specified in the curriculum, you're going to be okay. Now, as you see me working with my son, we're working at a pretty slow pace, not frenetic, but when you see me working on the bag, it tends to be quite a frenetic pace, Imagine you have to work against somebody inside who moves at that speed, okay, or faster, or moves faster than that speed. It's the ability to flow from one technique to the next in this manner. Follow, link, adhere, stick, never resist, never release. When I say stick means you hit him. Okay, you have to be able to deal with that. Well, this video is going to teach you how to apply everything you learned on the ball on a striking object, neutralizing and striking. This in itself is all about what Western long boxing is all about: the continuous flow of neutralizing and striking. Okay, and elusive movement. Enjoy the video.
Okay, how you doing? You can see I got a little bit of a change of clothes because we're doing a little bit of water work. Okay, we're gonna do some carrying water. You just got me doing some chopping wood with my son, and now we're gonna do some carrying water. Okay, one of the things that are most important about carrying water technique is how you flow. If you can move in the water, you can learn to move on land pretty well. You can learn fluidity. You can learn to breathe properly. You can learn the rhythm. You can learn everything you need to learn. That may come natural for some people, but for others do not. Okay, you want to move like water, you gotta carry it, you gotta get in. These two tools are probably the least used and probably the most important to Tai Chi players, even though most of them have no idea what they're good for, okay? Now my wooden dummy taught me how to walk in circles. It really, really did. But it didn't teach, and how to even smoothly flow in circles and understand what balance and weight's all about. But when it comes down to striking, this thing is second to none. You know, it's the number one thing you ever want to do with regard to moving and striking. This here, this is called the two-ended bag, and this here is called the swing bag. I call it the swinging bag. Okay, they're both good for two different things. This one's good for stepping and for cross stepping. Okay, if I want to walk a cross step, I can do it with this one and still work. And still work. Notice what I'm doing. I'm doing one of the 6 basic movements. Okay? Trying to get myself nice and relaxed when I do it. And then I'm windsowing and coming across with the second one. That windsow, of course, is also a warding off technique that you may have to use. I had to use it recently. But I'm getting ahead of myself, and you can tell I love doing this. Okay? Work with the shoulders and how they work with the elbows, shoulders and hips, elbows and knees, ankles and wrists. And back to the same again. Shoulders and elbows, shoulders and hips, elbows and knees, and wrists and ankles. In this motion, which you just saw, those were basically those are the basic palming and basic shifting and substantial movement that you could do. From here, connecting with the bag. It's not so much what I want to do, it's what the bag wants to do. The bag wants to quickly move from one spot to the next, like an erratic person without flow. And that's why it's good to work with. I'm doing the ward-off posture with the bag right now. And now I'm going into the double arm posture with the bag. Okay, from the double arm posture, or the roll back, I can roll here, I can roll here, I can roll here, and I can roll here. We started with a jab. I'm jabbing this guy. Jab because each time I move, I'm striking. Now, if you don't like the idea of jab, think of it as a single whip and a reverse and a advance through, a brush knee, okay, horizontal whip, okay, and repulse monkey. Think of it any way you want, but against the guy who knows what he's doing, a jab will work just as well. And notice the bag is coming back at me. If the guy is good, he ain't gonna let me jab that much. So I work. Slip, I work some more. And I work in and get it. Now, notice my feet when I'm moving. If you look at the base of the machine or the tool, so in the bag, you'll see that the bottom is being shaken from its root. And my feet are moving the way they need to. Now, stance. I'm going into a protective stance. Because I need to. All right. Once I've gotten through with all of these motions, I go into a double arm ward off. Double arm ward off. I block. Working into the person, making sure that I don't get hit. Notice the foot movement of my body, slowing down. And then into the rolling back. Now I was rolling back before. That's what this motion is. I'm rolling back. One of the people that in the Tai Chi Connection have experienced me doing this to me. I'm back on the guy. Rolling back, rolling back, rolling back, rolling back, rolling back, turning and moving. You step all the way around it. You do know that the motion I'm using to transition from one position to the next, if you haven't noticed, is ladies works the shuttle. And then back into my cross blocking roll back with the arm, sealing the elbow and coming across. Once this is hit, I go into a series of punching with the elbow tucked as tight into the body as it can get. Don't forget to go low. You can go high, low, low, high, high, low, low, high. Breathe deeply. And you do also notice that my hands are not covered, but I'm hitting the letter back. I want you to see how I'm doing this. I'm opening, and I'm closing. I'm opening, I'm closing. I'm opening, I'm closing. I'm opening, I'm closing. And I'm trying very hard not to be in the same place, but at the same time, switching. Then I go into the hooks. I want you to realize that when you do this, open your hand and make a clean contact. Or you will cut your hand just like you cut it on a person. And then uppercut. Notice my hand when I come up. It's right up at center line. Do not miss the center line. If he wants to do crazy stuff and get you off, then fine. But you'll find that this motion allows you to do a lot of movements that you hadn't ever thought of before. From a simple Western boxing. Now I'm sure there are Tai Chi and Chinese movements that approximate uppercuts, crosses, hooks, and jabs. But I argue that very few are as effective. Notice how my hand comes up into the bag and shift. Yes, you can go down. Don't take your eyes off the bag. Breathe out. And you go down. And then step around. Lady works the show. Now you are ready for your third set, which is the press. The press is a very interesting motion because it allows you to move in 20 ways. The teacup is there. Notice what I'm doing. I am pressing against my opponent because he rolled me back. When he did that, I teacupped, came around, pushed. Okay? When I pushed down, I struck up. I struck again, rolled back, and came back on. Flipping around, down, pushing, striking, striking, and coming across the ring. That. Now, the hard part, the push. Pushing is hard, especially on this bag, because I have to really get close to do it right. At least I can get it a little bit to where I want it. Here, 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 here. Like on the ball. So we have the motion for the splitting twist on the back. I'm lifting and I'm splitting.
And I wish that you were here.
this is a hard thing to do. Especially if I want to double it up.
I just wanna fly away. First class out of space. Take me away from this place. I just wanna fly away. I just wanna fly away.
Elbow. So, coming back across again. Elbow, elbow. Coming back across again. Elbow, elbow. Finding a rhythm here might be a little bit easier, not that much. Keep the elbows in. Keep the elbows in. It's okay to miss. Bag works in a beautiful way to put all this stuff together. Okay? I wanted to do this exercise for you so you can see how they all do work together. How they can work together. How they can work together. If you want it. Let those feet roll. and we can do them pretty clean. However, nothing beats a simple lady works the show, because it protects us while it elbows us. So, if I was to choose any of the techniques to use, if I really wanted to use them, I would work ladies work the show, because it really works really well. I could be working really hard, up and down, and I can start to walk right across it. Turn back around and still work. And I really want to do this. Now, the most important motions that I could work for ladies works the shuttle, loading the guy, which is basically using Western boxing and Ba Men Gua all together, is what you're seeing. Making sure I use golden snake and twines divine to throw my combination the way I want to and work without worrying about the opponent disturbing my flow. As long as I'm striking, I can do some really serious damage to my opponent. Remember, this is not sports boxing. This is combat boxing. The hip touches and hurts. The hip touches and hurts. I make sure I'm on the outside, inside of his arm, just so he thinks he can push me down. I work, I hit, I come, I elbow, and I strike. Moving into my motion, ladies works the shuttles. I turn, I come up, I elbow, I work. Again, ladies works the shuttle, I hit, I come back, and I work. So, golden snake and twines divine gets me everywhere I want to go, which is basically a rolling back scenario that allows me to hit, turn in a very vicious manner. I hope now you can see the deadliness of this machine and what it can do. It's for stepping, for cross-stepping around your opponent. You can use all of the 8 gates, all of them, and they will become the 8 transitions for you. This, my son comes around. This is a stepping bag. It's for rhythm and endurance. My first step again, divide golden snake and flying divine. Notice I'm letting it just slide past me. Coming back across, making this front leg that I turn step with my front leg. This is like, I'm right inside with this guy, guys. This is the motion, okay? When I take this step, I'm on this leg. I step this leg. I come across again, and two, and hook, and uppercut, and uppercut. I want to do some blocking, that's fine. Make sure the last block is on this side, because I'm getting ready to turn this way. This cross step that I just did. Cross stepping is basically a bong style, or be careful with it though, because my foot is straight, I'm off balance. If my foot is turned, I have balance. Come across again, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross again. Turn, rear hand is the ticket, 2, 3, 4, 5. With this bag, you control the head, you control the body, and once you get 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you get that down, you're now ready for the regular technique. This is to get your hand moving properly. Notice when I moved, it was coming this way, which is exactly what you want. It's a near miss. Come back up, straight in. 2, straight in. 3 is a hook outside. 4, straight in. 5, straight in. And step. Again, cross stepping, turning, 2, 3, rear uppercut, front uppercut, long style or single palm, 2, 3, 4, 5, step. Once you have this down, the stepping down, again, you're not stepping in circles in this one. Mostly you're just doing a nice quarter step. So, notice my blocks. The motion of this allows you this motion, you see me controlling. So I let my hands get to the outside. I hit, I hit, I hit, I hit, I hit. And I'm turning my body into and away from each shot. Notice the elbows. Always grabbing. And this is how this bag works. Out of all the bags, these two together allow for some great action if you can master them. This bag will teach you the quarter stepping you require to use the Wing Chun movements that you'll learn on the Wing Chun dummy and be able to do them very, very accurately. This motion will make you elusive in a big way, in a circular way, in a spiraling way. This one in an angular way. And that's how you want to learn them, and that's how you want to perform them. Thanks so much for watching this. I hope you learned something from it, and that the Western style of Tai Chi works well. As a matter of fact, there ain't much difference between a really good boxer who has great movement and is in great shape, and a good Western boxer and a good Tai Chi boxer, except the Tai Chi boxer is not trying to win a sport. They're trying to win their lives. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Hey, how you doing? I said we'd be carrying water today, and we are. It's the end of the day. A lot of sets of a lot of stuff today. Today we want to talk about, at the end of the day, how to simulate carrying water. Okay, what do we do? And basically, it's swimming. And there's really only 2 strokes that you gotta have down. Okay, you gotta have your rest stroke, actually 3. You should have your rest stroke, which is being able to lay on your back and just float, just in case you get tired. Right now you can see my belt. I have a belt around my chest, okay, because there's no lifeguards out here. Again, open water is what you want to do. You want to swim in open water, okay? So you can just keep going and you can find your zone. You know about the zone. You focus on, well, you just read the book. The book can explain it better than I can in the water. The bottom line is what we're here for is to see that at the end of a working day, you do want to do some swimming, okay? Especially if you can get to a pool. Now, you don't have to swim every day, but 2 to 3 times a week and work yourself up to about a mile each time you go is a good thing. And of course, you'll check your fitness pretty good if you can only swim about 400 meters, okay? What you want to be able to do is about a mile in an hour. If you can do it in a little bit more, that's fine. A little bit less, that's fine. But that's about what you want. More important than the distance and more important than the time, okay? No more than an hour. And when you get out of the water, you shouldn't be tired. A little winded for a couple of seconds, catching your breath because you're not doing a regulated breathing set, but that's about it. Okay, so what we're doing right now, oh, and of course the buoy. You want a little bit of flotation on your body just in case you get tired. Again, the flotation is not going to get you from point A to point B. Only swimming is going to do that. Okay, so you have to do it, and don't worry about it. I've got myself a little belt that I use. If I get tired, I use it. Most of the time I don't really need it, okay, but it's okay. Again, I'm looking for the motion. The 2 motions that we want to work on pretty hard, okay, is the breaststroke and the freestyle. Those are 2 hard ones for me, okay, because I'm really dense and I don't swim that well, okay, I don't float at all. That being said, you want to be able to do that. So I'm going to swim in a set. Now I do a set of each. I want to make sure I know where I'm going by doing my breaststroke, and I want to make sure that I'm able to get my stroke down for my freestyle so I can get some speed. Now I normally do a Rin Pyoto Shakai Jin Retsu Saizen. That's a 9 count using the Kuti Kitty, which is in the book. Okay, so you want to do that, and I do that stroke. I do it twice, and then I do twice for the breaststroke. So basically, it's each time I stroke, I do it twice. Rin Pyoto Shakai Jin Retsu Saizen, and then I go into the freestyle, which is again Rin Pyoto Shakai Jin Retsu Saizen. Now I favor one side. If you can get really good at this, favor both sides if you can. But I use one side, and that's how I swing. I'm sure when I get stronger, I'll be a little better at it. Be really careful about the current. Even if you're in a lake, lakes have currents, okay? Be careful about it. All right, let's go into the breaststroke and to the, let's see my stroke pattern. I'll swim to the dock over here, and then I'll swim back. Okie dokie.
It is at this time that your seated meditation and your standing meditation that you use with regard to controlling the breath comes into play. Your ability to swim is the ability to move with a lot of power with great relaxation. And the muscles are worked, the tendons are worked, the ligaments are worked. Everything is worked when you swim. I mean, almost every muscle, every joint is being used when you swim, especially with these 2 strokes. But the issue here is how powerful you become with regard to awareness of how your body connects with another object, which is extremely elusive, which is can be felt but can hardly be controlled. And in order for you to actually function within it, you have to yield to it. You have to actually have to yield, you have to follow, link yourself up to it. You have to adhere to its principles and what it's doing. Okay, you have to stick to the regimen that you're doing when you actually are trying to create some type of movement with regard to you getting from one place to another. You just have to really work. Water teaches you a whole different way of integrating or connecting with an element. And if you want to move like water, okay, which is a flowing element, an element which, if hit, it just kind of divides. You never quite get it where you want to, but when it amasses in a flow, it just tumbles down and comes down on you like a great mountain. This is a capability that you will realize with the discipline of carrying water or getting in the water and swimming. Now, I know most people think carrying water is literally carrying water, and they may be right, but you do carry water when you swim. Anyone who's done it will understand that. You carry a lot of water. You carry it within yourself eventually with time, but you also carry it when you move. In order for you to move, you have to carry it. So again, this is a very important exercise. The ability to integrate your meditative systems. For me, it's the mantra of Kojikeri, Renpyo Shakai Chin Retsusaizen. I use that 9 count, okay, um, to actually count my strokes and alternate my stroke breathing. Um, it works for me. It also keeps me in a meditative state. I find that I can oscillate between my mental focus between that and where I need to be going, so I'm going in the right direction, and then I get into a incredible flow. There's also a lot of fear going on here too, because remember, we're open water. This particular area I'm swimming in, that's just an inlet in a bay, but the greater distance is further out. And when you get further out in the open water, it gets a little scary, but you have to do it. So I just want to make sure you understand that water swimming is one of the most important aspects of Western long boxing. One of the most important. And we all need to do it if we're practicing it. And if you're not practicing it, but you're going against or you're working with somebody who is, you're going to find yourself at a great deficit. Okay? Um, Again, thanks for watching this video. And please attend to the after action report I give after the swim.
Okay. And again, the whole idea is that it may take me a few seconds to catch my breath. But once I do, I feel good. Now, you notice how I stray to one side or the other, and that happens. So you have to use the breaststroke to find out where you are. It's the best stroke for that. When you find it, don't panic, relax. Stretch it out. Don't go wide, go down. Downstroke. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this little short lesson. Again, carrying water is important. Swimming is important. If you're not moving in water, you're really not going to understand what it feels like to move like water. Have a great one. Bye-bye.